In my role as Human Services Director for the city, I see firsthand that Lebanon residents with substance use disorders find it challenging to maintain their housing. Worse yet, I see residents who have lost their housing and are experiencing homelessness. When a Lebanon resident makes the healthy choice to seek inpatient treatment for their substance use disorder, they then face the challenge of finding housing that supports their recovery after discharge from treatment. Research shows that more than 60% of people will relapse within their first year post-treatment. It can take 4 to 5 years of remission for the risk of relapse to drop below 15%. A relapse is defined as when a person returns to using drugs or alcohol after a time of sobriety. A lapse is when an individual uses drugs or alcohol briefly before promptly stopping. After discharge from inpatient treatment, the instability of housing poses a significant risk for relapse. Sometimes people in recovery are forced to share housing with family and friends who might still be using, which is a big trigger during the early stages of recovery. Family and friends may also be an inconsistent housing resource. If forced to utilize a homeless shelter for temporary housing, people in recovery find that the environment is not always a dry environment. These challenging housing environments make it extremely difficult to maintain sobriety. Recovery housing provides a bridge between inpatient treatment and independent living, playing a crucial role in supporting long-term recovery and improving overall health. In the summer of 2024, Housing First, a collaborative effort that I co-lead, completed a needs assessment and gaps analysis of recovery housing in the Upper Valley. We found that additional recovery residents are needed in the Upper Valley, particularly in Lebanon. Within Vermont, there are 13 certified recovery residences and approximately 140 beds, the majority of them being in the Burlington and Brattleboro area. New Hampshire has 97 certified recovery residences statewide and 1,308 beds. Most of those beds are for-profit enterprises, and the majority are in the southern part of the state. Currently, the Upper Valley has only 2 recovery residences, Jack's House and Willow Grove, which are run by the Second Wind Foundation and Upper Valley Turning Point, and located in White River Junction. The total number of available beds is 11. For individuals discharged from local inpatient programs who want to stay in the area after establishing support systems and employment, more affordable housing options are needed. A recovery residence can be an appropriate setting for individuals to transition from inpatient programs back into the community and increase stability until permanent housing becomes available. Without recovery residents centrally located in the Upper Valley, individuals must leave the area to get their housing needs met. The closest recovery residences are in Claremont. However, many individuals are hesitant to relocate to Claremont due to the support systems they've created in Lebanon and employment in Lebanon. Our city is a centralized hub for recovery services. We're fortunate to have Headrest, DHMC's Addiction Treatment Program, the Comprehensive Treatment Center, formerly Habit OPCO, TLC Recovery Center, Moms in Recovery, etc., to serve our neighbors with substance use disorders. A healthy continuum of care would also have recovery housing options located in Lebanon. The zoning amendment proposed for voter approval on March 11th is well-researched and based on best practices in the field of recovery services. Certified recovery houses provide a safe and healthy living environment by offering structure and accountability, social support, and resources. Data shows that access to this type of living environment is associated with positive outcomes, including decreased rates of substance use, lower chances of reoccurrence, and reduced rates of incarceration. Recovery housing benefits individuals in recovery by offering structure and accountability. Stable routines such as daily responsibilities, work or volunteer requirements, curfews, and house rules improve recovery outcomes. Periodic urinalysis also helps residents be accountable for their lapses and relapses. Recovery housing also offers social support. A certified recovery house has a peer leader living on site. Supportive relationships are encouraged among residents. Being around peers who are also in recovery and free from substance use is associated with better outcomes. And resources are offered. Recovery houses often provide opportunities for residents to learn essential life skills such as budgeting, cooking, job searching, managing relationships, all of which are important factors in achieving long-term recovery. Establishing and maintaining relationships with medical, mental health, and substance use providers is also at the heart of case management. The reality is that up to 4 unrelated people are permitted to reside in a single-family dwelling in Lebanon. If those 4 Lebanon residents have substance use disorders, there are no substance-related expectations of them in order to live in the residence. There's no oversight and no accountability. Turning that single-family, 2-family, or multifamily residence into a certified recovery house increases the likelihood of a recovery-friendly living environment. And in my opinion, a recovery-friendly living environment is more desirable for our neighborhoods. As noted before, residents of certified recovery houses are required to work or volunteer in the community. They pay a fee to live in the recovery house. They are also assisted with establishing a continuum of care providers, including medical, mental health, and substance use. Given these expectations and the built-in supports, neighbors of recovery houses can reasonably expect fewer calls for emergency medical services and less police involvement with residents of the home. Please join me in voting yes on ballot 2 on March 11th. Our Lebanon neighbors need us to support the development of much-needed recovery housing. Thank you.